Hello, and welcome back to Spittin Sports with Lamar. I am Casey Lamar, and I'm coming at you from the 256. Today, I'm going to I'm going to talk about Josh Allen being named the starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. That was announced today. Should have been moved before the season, but I'll talk about that. Also, I will give a update on the MLB standings as we wind down the season here. Everybody's got less than 20 games left, about 15 games left, something around there. I will touch on the standings, the playoff races, and that will be it for this video. But first, I do want to get into the Bills naming Josh Allen starting quarterback and why that's a good thing. Why he should be the starting quarterback. So Josh Allen, as you've probably seen today, has been named the starter for Week 2 of the Bills season. They do play the Los Angeles Chargers at home this weekend. But Josh Allen, for the Bills, it's the right move. He's a rookie. They used the seventh overall pick on him, first off. And we've seen what Nathan Peterman is. The Bills aren't a very good team to begin with. This is going to be a very, 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 very long season if you're a Bills fan. Unfortunately, that's just the way it's going to be. But Nathan Peterman, we saw what happened to him when he was thrown into it last year. He was thrown into it to start this week, and it was bad. Peterman was 5 of 18 for 24 yards and 2 picks. He had a 0 rating for the game. But we knew he wasn't very good from last season. Now, if the Bills wanted to keep Allen, kind of develop him without him being on the field, let him learn, the Bills traded that guy away in A.J. McCarron. They should have kept A.J. McCarron, in my opinion. They signed the guy. I know it had been passed around that people were looking at A.J. to possibly come in and start. The Bills signed him. They went and drafted Allen. If Allen took over at some point in the season, that okay. But they traded away the guy that might have been that bridge for half a season, for a season, whatever it may be. They traded him away. And now they're left with Josh Allen, who came into the game on Sunday that they lost 47-3 to the Ravens. He was 6 of 15 for 74 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. It's just a bad situation overall. But they used the 7th overall pick. He's obviously more talented, a better quarterback overall than Nathan Peterman is going to be. We saw flashes at Wyoming. His last season at Wyoming was hampered injuries. So it was kind of questionable why he would be drafted at 7. But he's a big guy. He can move. He's got a rocket arm. But he's just the guy for the Bills. I think they probably should have traded if they wanted a quarterback, a franchise. They maybe should have tried to trade up and get somebody else. But Josh Allen, he is that guy for the Bills. He's just shown more flashes. If you watch the preseason, he was the best quarterback that they had through the preseason. But A.J. McCarron was that bridge. I really think he was that bridge, and they sent him to Oakland. They sent him away after signing him in free agency to possibly be the starter. They're not going to win very many football games. They may be the number 1 pick in the draft next year. The running game's bad. But they're just looking for something to look forward to. Josh Allen is that hope. Nathan Peterman, like I said before, we saw him last year. He's not the guy. We saw him start this week. He's not the guy. Josh Allen should have been your starter. Does that change that game much? Probably not, because the Ravens are just overall a better football team than the Bills are. The Bills were a playoff team last year, but the defense, not very good. The offense, not going to be very good. LaShawn McCoy, he's probably going to have a long season. He did have 7 for 22 in that game. But Josh Allen just gives you the best chance to win. He was your 7th overall pick in the draft, 6'5", 237. He can move, like I said. They're playing Los Angeles, the Chargers this week. That's going to be a loss. But 47-3 last week to Baltimore, and they waited till late. The game was way out of hand by the time Josh Allen got in there. The Bills are really just in a spot that you just don't. It's just not going to be a good year. Josh Allen, overall, I don't know if how long he may be around. The Bills may be looking at a quarterback in next year's draft. Who knows? But they obviously want Josh Allen to be that guy. He should have been the starter week 1. And I just think this is the right move. Yes, you're throwing him into the fire, but you only have two quarterbacks. You got Josh Allen and Nathan Peterman. Josh Allen gives you that best chance to win. Peterman, he's just shown in the time that he has been on the field, it's just not he's just not the guy that you want out there. Uh, Josh Allen, like I said, best player for them in the preseason. But overall, it's going to be a very bad season. Josh Allen, he is the guy that they need starting. Peterman should only be an option unless if Josh Allen is hurt or out. The Bills messed up when they traded AJ McCarron. They had three options. McCarron probably gave them the best chance to win some football games as Josh Allen kind of developed. And like I said, maybe just through half the season, you had AJ start and then you put in Josh Allen. But I guess we'll never know that now. But Josh Allen, I'm glad that the Bills made this move. Should have been the move for Week 1. I was surprised when Peterman was the guy. Still scratching my head because of that. Why did they do that? But Josh Allen, like the coach said, it's the right move. Yes, it is the right move for Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills. But overall, this season, they may be a three-win team at the most. It's going to be a long, long season for them. But Josh Allen is a starting quarterback. Glad to see that he is. Gives them the best chance to win, which I don't think they have much of a chance to win many games anyway. They play in the division with Brady. 2 losses. Sam Darnold looked good. They may be able to sneak that one out at home. And then the Dolphins, who beat Tennessee this past week. And the Dolphins, I guess you just don't really know what you're going to get. And then you could possibly say conditions or something like that week 1. Buffalo plays in the worst conditions in football probably. Gets dumped in snow, a lot of rain, not good conditions. But anyway, Josh Allen, starting quarterback. Glad it's happened. Should have been the way it was starting week 1. But now I want to go ahead and move on to baseball. So, baseball, the Red Sox, they have locked up. They have locked up a playoff position. They are the only team that do have a playoff spot at this point. They lead the AL East by 9 games over the Yankees, who also have almost virtually no shot to miss the playoffs at this point. The Indians, they lead the Central by 15 games over the Twins. They're a lock. The Astros, they lead the West. They're only 3 games ahead of the Athletics, and they're 11.5 over the Mariners. Those two are almost locks. It just depends on if the A's could possibly catch up and take that division. But you got the Astros and Athletics in the West. Moving on to the National League, the Braves, they've extended their division lead over the Phillies to 6.5 now, and the Nationals are now 8 back. The Chicago Cubs still lead the Central. It was 1 game last night, but the Brewers lost to the Cubs. And Milwaukee's only 2 games back. St. Louis is 3.5 games back. And then the West, the National League West still has 3 teams that could win that division. You've got the Rockies currently leading. You've got the Dodgers down by 1 game, and then you have the Arizona Diamondbacks by 2.5. So that's just the division by division outlook. Here's the wild card. The Yankees are currently up by 2 games on the A's. The A's are still on fire. They've won 5 in a row, 8 of the last 10. But this is pretty much settled at this point, unless something really crazy happens to the A's or Yankees. There's virtually no chance for them to miss the playoffs at this point. The Yankees, +2, they're in the 4th spot, and the A's hold the 5th spot, the last spot. Then the Tampa Bay Rays are 8 games out, and the Mariners are 8.5. The Mariners were in this final spot at the All-Star break. Now they're 8.5 out. The Rays have been on a tear over the last month or so, but too little too late for Tampa Bay. They're 8 back. As far as the National League goes, the Brewers, they have a 2-game lead in the National League over the St. Louis Cardinals, who hold the final spot. The Dodgers are currently 2 games back. The Diamondbacks are 3.5. The Phillies are 6. The Nationals are 7.5, and the Pittsburgh Pirates are 8.5. So you really have 4 teams that are really fighting for those final 2 spots. Milwaukee's in the best spot. They're +2. They're +4 over the Dodgers right now. So as long as Milwaukee, they can probably play 500 ball, and they'll be all right to make the playoffs unless something crazy happens. The Giants have completely played themselves out of the playoff situation. They've lost 10 in a row. The Phillies, they're on a losing streak as well. But 500 ball from St. Louis and Milwaukee, they could probably still make the playoffs, or both make the playoffs. The Brewers are obviously in the best spot. They probably will hold on. But really looking at these 3 teams, the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers, and the Cardinals. But as far as the standing goes, like I said, we already know the Red Sox have a playoff position. They're 100% guaranteed. The Yankees have 0.1% chance to miss the playoffs. Same with the Indians. Same with the Astros. And the Athletics have a 0.5% chance to miss. These are all by ESPN metrics. The Braves only have a 94.4% chance, but it would take, like I said, a huge collapse like they did several years ago to miss the playoffs. The Cubs have a 0.2% chance to miss the playoffs. The Brewers, they have a better chance than the division-leading Atlanta Braves to make the playoffs. They have 96.3. The Cardinals have a 74.1. And see, the Rockies currently lead their division, but they give them less than 50% chance to make the playoffs, and they give the Dodgers 70%. And the Diamondbacks are only 9% or 10%. But that's really just a look at the playoff standings there. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about Josh Allen. They really have nowhere else to turn in Buffalo, so they're really doing what they have to do. It's going to be a very long season for Buffalo. You saw the playoff standings, how they are currently. We do currently have 1 game going on today, or currently right now. San Francisco at Atlanta, bottom of the 3rd. San Francisco's up 1-0. And then you had, there's a couple games that completed earlier today. Dodgers won 8-1 over Cincinnati. Houston beat Detroit 5-4. Tampa Bay beat Cleveland 3-1. And St. Louis lost to Pittsburgh 4-3. But that's it to this point of the day. That will be it for this video. Don't forget, if you did enjoy, go ahead and like the video, share, comment your thoughts about Josh Allen, the playoff race for baseball, whatever you're thinking about those situations, or if there's something else you want me to look at or talk about, go ahead and comment that down below, and subscribe to the channel so you can get the daily videos that I do. Tomorrow, we will go over my picks of the NFL games from last Thursday, and I will do my picks for this week for the NFL slate. And I will begin doing those by the point spread. I, for some reason, didn't even think about that. I will be doing those by points from here on out. Same thing for my college football picks that I do on Friday. Those will be against the spread from now on out. But that is it for today. This has been Spittin' Sports with Lamar. I am Casey Lamar. I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow.